It's probably the most closely monitored, complex airspace in the world, with commercial, business, and government air travel, plus military flights to maintain security in the heart of Washington, D.C. So how did meticulously choreographed flight paths result in catastrophe?
We will look at all the humans that were involved in this accident. Again, we will look at the aircraft, we will look at the helicopter, we will look at the environment in which they were operating in.
The passenger jet's flight path was changed from the main runway to runway 33, but that was nothing unusual. The helicopter was maneuvering, but that was also deemed normal.
And at this time, we don't know why the military aircraft came into the path of the PSA aircraft.
Both flights were on standard flight patterns, according to the Transportation Secretary. The American Airlines jet was on the expected descent to land on runway 33. The Army Black Hawk helicopter was on a routine training flight. The third player is air traffic control. Talking to each aircraft, the plane and the helicopter don't communicate with each other directly. Shortly before the crash, the tower contacts the helicopter. The tower asks if the helicopter sees the regional jet. Then the tower tells the chopper to pass behind it. The helicopter did answer that it had the passenger plane in sight. It was instructed to maintain visual separation, but did it? Because 13 seconds later, the two aircraft collided. A key question for investigators: how did a highly advanced, responsive helicopter not realize what was about to happen?
They had to have visual of the aircraft and take necessary flight action to avoid being in the path of that commercial airplane. And that did not happen.
Was the helicopter pilot looking at another aircraft taking off, or distracted in this urban airspace?
There's lights everywhere, and having flown many times in the cockpit of aircraft, at night time it is exceedingly difficult to pick up another aircraft at night.
There will also be questions for air traffic control. Could the tower have done more to avert the two aircraft intersecting? Was staffing appropriate? A preliminary report says the air traffic controller was working two positions at the time of the crash. But in such crucial airspace, experts for now are mystified that this disaster occurred.
There was really no attempt on either aircraft to avoid a collision.
And the question is why? Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.